Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Arrow Season 7. And this is going to be my trailer breakdown for the second trailer for episode 10 for this season, otherwise entitled Shattered Lives. But of course, before we get into anything else, let's actually watch that trailer.
The world is not a fair place. Innocent people die, while the guilty go free.
She's running around town dressed like you.
She has to have a reason.
Everyone deserves justice. This is my mission.
Arrow. All new episodes return Monday, January 21st on the CW.
So overall, it's a fairly cool trailer. Gave us, more stuff from what we saw in the first trailer that came out like the day after the Elseworlds crossover, I think it was. Now, Arrow is back in just under 2 weeks from now. This trailer came out to mark 2 weeks until its return. So it comes back on Monday, the 21st of January, if you're in America, obviously, in Canada, I guess. So mark your calendars. But of course, before we get into the actual breakdown of the trailer, we'll quickly go over the synopsis, which was released, I think, yesterday or something like that. So we'll go over that. But of course, before all of that, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on the trailer, what caught your eye, what gets you interested, what you're looking forward to the most, and just leave your general opinions on what I go over in my breakdown. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you're excited for Arrow to come back, be sure to drop a like on it to show your support. Oliver is ready to get back to work with the SCPD and to focus on his marriage with Felicity. However, when Dinah tasks Oliver with tracking the new Green Arrow, things take a surprising turn. Meanwhile, Diggle and Lila must answer to Argus about Diaz. So yeah, let's just jump straight into stuff from the trailer, and then we will come back to some stuff from that synopsis later on in the video when relevant. So to start off the trailer, we see our new Green Arrow from the opening portions of this season, that being Oliver Queen's half-sister, Emiko Queen. Now, they haven't said the name Emiko yet on the show. I'm guessing that will happen in this episode, or maybe the next. But I would be surprised if the show doesn't let the general audience know what her name is, even after the face reveal, fairly soon. I can't see them having us refer to her just as, new Green Arrow or female Green Arrow for a while. But maybe there is one person she might tell her identity to in this episode, and we will talk about that when we get to that other character in question later on. But we see Emiko looking at this board here, almost giving off a Barry Allen vibe from season 1 of The Flash, when he's looking at all the stuff connected to his mother's murder. But this board is actually quite interesting and may give us a tease at something to come later on this season or even this episode. So looking at the board, on this left side here, we can see at the top we have an article that says 10 dead in Glades fire. Obviously, we know that properties in the Glades were being attacked by arsonists, so they could then, those properties could then be bought for heavily reduced prices. Below that, we can see some photos of people who I'm 99% sure are the arsonists that we saw Dinah, Renee, and Emiko as the Green Arrow take down the previous episode. One of them, this one on the far left, does look like Ricardo Diaz. It's hard to be 100% sure though, due to how small the photo is in comparison to this shot from the trailer. But it does appear to be him. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with me. And below that is the guy that was dealing guns back in episode 1 of this season, who was also taken down by Emiko as the Green Arrow. Now, when we move across, this is where we possibly start to see some connections and clues to the backstory of Emiko. As we can see here, we have an image of an Asian woman up here, with her being connected to bullets seemingly found at a crime scene or something like that. Now, is this possibly Emiko's mother, the former lover of Robert Queen that gave birth to Emiko, and was she murdered? Now, we do hear Emiko saying throughout the trailer, the world is not a fair place. Innocent people die while the guilty go free. So this could possibly be connected to her mother, and before anyone goes, wow, Pagey, just because the woman is Asian, you're assuming it is Emiko's mother? Wow, what a racist, just a wow. I mean, just look at the connections on this board. If I were to set out the backstory of all of this, it seems that Emiko's mother was a victim of gun violence in the Glades, or possibly some other low economic part of the country, but for the sake of the story, let's just say the Glades. And essentially, Emiko is trying to connect the dots, or lines of red string in this case, to find out who was ultimately responsible. Who I'm going to guess is, who this big question mark in the middle is. Now, in regards to who Mr. or Mrs. Big Question Mark is, it could be connected to the season's big bad or main villain, whether that be someone involved with the Ninth Circle or something else, or someone else, might I say. But it would be interesting if Emiko's mother was murdered for a reason, and not just randomly, like a random attack. Even though they could play it each way, it doesn't matter. Oh, I guess it's maybe more personal if she was targeted because her mother might have been like protecting something. But if it's random, then it still serves the same purpose, that like, oh, it's just a life that was just thrown away and no one cared about in regards to the people that took her life. Now we know that Emiko had a little book of names herself, just like Oliver had back in season 1, with her first name we saw scratched off that list being this dude here who was trading the guns back in the Glades in episode 1. So we might have to wait a bit to see what Emiko's overall intentions are this season, but I'm hoping they do connect to the big picture for this season. But then again, we could find out a lot this episode. This episode could be like the massive Emiko episode and just trying to flesh out everything we need to know about the character and what she's trying to do, while still keeping a couple of things a bit of a secret or a bit of a mystery. Now we do hear Oliver and Felicity talking about this new Green Arrow, with Felicity referring to them as a she. Now, before anyone jumps to the gun and thinks that they know exactly who the new Green Arrow is at this point in the episode, in the first trailer we got for this episode, Oliver gets like DNA of the Green Arrow that was like blood on a piece of glass. So that was able to tell them that it was a female. However, there mustn't be any like Emiko Queen information in the database to connect that DNA to her, so I guess lucky girl. But really, that is all the Oliver we get in this trailer. The rest of the trailer is dominated by Emiko, which sort of connects to the fact that this could be a big episode for her and it's mostly her, and even some Renee, which we will jump into in a second. But just to refer back to the synopsis, that talks about Oliver going back to focus on his marriage with Felicity. Now, I think I might have mentioned this a bit back, or it might have been a live stream, but people went on set visits, might I say, late last year to the Arrow set, and said that Oliver apparently had an apartment of his own. Now, there were no pictures taken, but that's what was said, and it wasn't the one that Felicity and him are currently on the show, which we also do see in this trailer. So make of that what you will. We know Felicity is like heading down a dark path that leads to stuff that's set up in the future storyline, but I would be surprised if they split up all of a sudden. Like, maybe the end of the season wouldn't be that surprising because of what happens in the future, but in episode 10 or 11, I'd sort of be surprised if that was the case. But yeah, that was info coming from people on set visits to Arrow, but then that person just might have been chucking a meme out there trying to anger some people. I don't know. Now, Oliver does say that whoever this new Green Arrow is must have a reason as to why they are out there running around as the Emerald Archer. And we see that with Emiko, as she says that everyone deserves justice, probably referring to, you know, not just the cases that make the headlines and are showcased on TV, also the little people, the less fortunate. Like, you don't really hear like, oh, random homeless person shot. Like, that probably wouldn't make the news in Star City. And we see her in this building. It's hard to tell whether she is there to take someone down or to just get some intel. But Renee is there in his season 5 Wild Dog getup. And Emiko tells him, while unhooded, that this is my mission, which does make it sound that Renee may have been trying to talk her out of something, or that possibly Emiko was being a bit extreme in how she was going about things. But just the way in which she is going about things, it does seem that she has an extremely strong reason as to why she is out and about doing this stuff. And I personally can't wait to find out, and hopefully it is in this episode. Now, as I said before, there's someone that most likely finds out that this new Green Arrow's name is Emiko, and that's most likely Renee. Whether she says Emiko Queen is another question in itself, or she just says Emiko, and then Renee runs with that, and he has no idea that she's connected to Oliver in regards to blood. Once again, that's something we'll have to wait and see. But it does seem that Renee will have quite the interesting role this season in regards to Emiko, and especially in the next episode or two, you think it have to be heavily involved. But also maybe have to trying to keep a bit like sly outside of Dinah, because Dinah's been keeping a close eye on him, but now that Oliver's out of prison, maybe he's got a bit of leeway there, so Dinah's not, you know, always babysitting Renee. So maybe Renee's seeing his opportunity to go out and do some vigilante stuff, which he has been wanting to do essentially the whole season. Now, as I did say before, Arrow is back in just under 2 weeks. Flash is back in just under a week, but the shows are back filming now, I'm pretty sure, or at least all of them will start filming again properly in the next couple of days. I think Flash starts filming first. Might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Arrow starts pretty soon as well. So we could get more information on certain things in the next week or two in regards to new castings and just general information and stuff like that. But for the people that watch my Arrow videos, I know we're over a week into the new year, but this is my first Arrow video in 2019, so I do want to wish everyone a happy new year. That, well, everyone celebrates Happy New Year, I guess, because it's the new year. Well, at least you know it's the new year. So happy 2019, everyone. Hopefully Arrow continues beyond season 7 and we can actually say Happy New Year for Arrow in 2020. But let's hope 2019, at least for whatever Arrow we do get, is a strong one And I just want to say thank you to you guys for supporting my videos in 2018 and also going into 2019. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I think I've said that 3 times now, but if you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it. To show your support, let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on stuff we went over in this video and stuff from the trailer, whether it be just from the trailer or stuff I said in my breakdown. Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.